This is the Tour Player from Ortega. It's a nylon string, but don't be too scared because it's built for electric guitar players. Or rather, it's built for people who want to take a nylon string on stage, but don't want the big fat body and all of the miking complications. I've got it plugged into the Boss Katana on the Acoustic channel, and this is what it sounds like. And I am still scared of nylon string acoustics, but I am having so much fun pretending I know what I'm doing. Let's try it with a pick. Blasphemy. Blast for you. It does work with the pick, it's adding a bit more of the attack. I haven't got classical guitar fingers, and I am an electric guitar player. I dig it. Oh, by the way, I don't just have one in this review. I've got two. There is another colour, at least one more colour, and it's in there. This is the Acacia Burst version, and it is beautiful. If you're into wood grain and anything made of wood and instruments that are wooden in appearance and tone, this thing is going to float your boat, because as an electric guitar player, I fell in love with how this looks. But it is almost a bit too traditional, which is why I asked Ortega to send out two colours for review, and this one is a little bit special. This one could be rather divisive. This one is blue. Ortega call this flamed maple blue, and boy is that stunning on camera. Wow. It is as stunning in person, and that is a really good example of this model. Oh, it's a bit more orange on the back. Wow. Okay. So you've got blue and orange, two very contrasting colours. Or it's amber, let's call it guitar terms, whereas the Acacia Burst is brown. I was a bit shocked by the amber. I was expecting brown again. It's nice to see they've followed the colour scheme through. It feels the same though. So yes, I'm going to be reviewing the blue and the Acacia Burst in this video, but they're also available in black and a natural wood, flamey sort of colour. And they are way under $500 to buy. I'm here in Europe, so it's just over 400 euros, I think. And well, we'll find out if the guitar is worth it in the duration of this video. It is particularly stunning to look at. Right, I'm going to tune this one up and have a go on this. There is a built-in tuner on top, in fact. Let's have a look at that. Now that's straight out the case, tuned very nicely, very quickly. It's very squeaky because it's so clean. These tuners are absolutely brilliant. I'm going to play it a little bit, then we'll talk about the specs. The fretboard is a little wider than I'm used to, so my fingers are searching for where to be, which of course is to be expected, and I'm laughing a little bit because it's squeaking all over the place. It's so clean. We've got a solid Akume body with the cutouts, a gloss finish. On this one, it's a flamed maple top with a gloss blue gorgeous finish. This is an Akume neck, which is matte and satiny and silky and beautiful to touch. This is a laurel fretboard, and the bridge is also laurel. Then we've got a body joint at the 14th fret, a bone nut, and you get the Tourplayer gig bag. And the difference between this one and the brown one, which I feel is getting neglected now, is the Acacia top on that. And there they are side by side. If I could put that one down a bit, there we go. So they are the same guitar except for the wood tops and the colour. But I have neglected the pickup system, which I don't know if Ortega are the first, but it's USB-C chargeable. And I think that's really important for one, playing on the road, so you can just plug in USB-C and charge the preamp, and two, it saves batteries and saves like trying to find the batteries you might need, like those little coin batteries or a 9-volt. Just plug it in and charge it as you would your modern day telephone. On the pickup itself, we've got bass, middle, treble, a master volume, and the tuner button, or tuner. And everything you've heard so far has the EQ at 12 o'clock. So let's now try and play with that EQ and see what it does to the sound. Now that's just the bass, and when I added bass to that, for me in the room it sounded so gorgeous, like better than when I started off with the bass in the middle, so I'm going to do that again. I'm amazed at how little I've changed, and I already love it more than I did at the beginning. I'm worried now about the sound samples at the beginning, whether that was rubbish, because that now sounds great. Let's mess with the middle. Let's put the bass back to 12 o'clock. Sorry about the fret buzz there. That is very powerful in the EQ. So it went from a little bit too nasally to lacking in definition when I cut the middle. Let's try the treble. Everything back at 12. That's just adding a little bit more air, a little, not clarity, but space. So I'm going to try now. Maybe it's because it's louder. Also, the volume at this point is in the middle, so we can get a lot louder. I'm just going to boost the bass a bit, boost the mid ever so little bit, so it's like 12, 1, 1 o'clock. It just livens it up a bit more. I really like that bass. For the rest of the video, I'm going to have the bass at about 2 o'clock and the mids at about 1 o'clock and the treble about 1 o'clock as well. I'm going to switch over to the Acacia and see if that sounds the same, because different wood top should mean a different sound, right? Tone woods and all that. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it does. We're not going to solve that in this video, I can tell you that for sure. Right, everything's flat at 12 o'clock. Now, due to the miracle of video editing, we're now going to put the blue and the brown back to back to see if there's a difference. Because without doing that, because I can't, because this is live for me, I think this sounds darker in tone. Now to me, as the player, it sounded and felt different. These are of course two different guitars, and there could be bigger differences than just the wood used on top. But it is interesting that they don't sound exactly the same to me in the room. Comment below what you feel about that. Did they sound the same? Did they sound wildly different? And when I say different, I don't mean I think it sounds wildly different. There's just different characteristics. Just digging that hole there. As the player, with the amp, these are designed not to feed back on stage. And I've got it fairly loud in the room. There's no chance that is feeding back at all. And I've seen people use these on stage and there was no extra kind of padding or anything stuffed inside. This is a stage model. It's not hollow by far. It's also not completely solid. There's like a chamber just here. So this is like, I wouldn't even call it semi-hollow. That's hollow there, I think. Solid. This is where X-ray vision would have come in useful, but I think there's a mixture, like a sound chamber going on in there. And the same for the other ones, of course. I just want to draw attention to this beautiful binding as well, because I haven't mentioned it in the specs, but it's gorgeous. I'm not entirely sure what wood it is, but I think it's maple. It's a very flamey maple binding. If that isn't wood maple binding, then they've done a very good job of making it look like maple. And I am super into it. Some other specs I think are valid is that it's a 25.5-inch scale neck. The fretboard radius is 15 inches. And that nut is 48 millimeters, which for someone with big hands is absolutely brilliant. So if you are of the larger handed variety of human, you might appreciate this. That is to say that my fingers are not sure where they're going a lot of the time, and I need to practice nylon string for sure. This is the one to do it on because it's really comfortable. I like A minor on nylon strings. I don't know why that is. As it is a stage guitar, I should sort of try and play it like an electric and see what happens. So I'm going to add a pedal in, which is the Ghost Drive, the kit that I built from Stumac, and see how that sounds. It just sounds a bit boosted. It doesn't sound very drivey. Here are the settings, and this is it without. One of the benefits of using this is the strings are bendier. I wonder how far I can bend that note. That didn't work like I thought it was going to work. I thought it was going to go up like 5 semitones. It's more a case of there's more space in between. It's just easier to do, and I feel I have more control. Right, that's another fine theory out the window. It is as difficult to bend on this, if not more difficult, because I'm having to bend physically further, but there's more control over the note. But because the fretboard is wider, you got to go further. I think that's how it feels. Let's lay down a loop and see if it sounds good together. I'll boost that bass again to give me some nice acoustic stuff. that is fun as heck. It's just that notes are not where I'm expecting them to be. I do want to have a look inside there. I want to see what's going on because that's the preamp is up there, but there's something happening here. And I want to know what it is. So let's have a closer look on the bench and see what's going on. I've got the wrong lens on the camera, it's the close-up one, but we can use it to get a real close-up look at this flamed maple and also at the little holes in there. They're pretty well done, and for a guitar at this price point, I'm very happy with that. Fretboard coming in as well. The frets are nice, shiny, nothing sticking out where it shouldn't be, and that headstock is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Similar for the back. I'm not 100% convinced by the orange on the back of this. I think I would have gone with brown, but I do respect the choice of making it so wild and stand out. Let's open that up, have a look inside. Before I do, let's just take that off there as a bit of extra treat for everybody. If I can get it off. Oh well. We're looking inside, I guess. Oh wow. Right, that's unexpected. There's not a lot going on in there. I'm gonna have to get my camera in there. It smells absolutely amazing. Here we're looking at one of the chambers, or it's definitely solid because you can see the sides just there and there, look. But it must be like some sort of access port to get to the output jack. Or maybe it's just a hole for you to sniff through. I doubt that. Let's take a close-up look of the Acacia Burst. There, brown and kind of I had a dog that looked a bit like that. Like a brindle sort of lurchery dog, if you know what that is. Here is the hole. Well done. You can see the wood in there as well. The top hole on this one is not done quite as well as the blue. I can see a little bit of roughness, but I'm really picking holes. That's like 99% perfect. There's the bridge, which I know is authentically a nylon string bridge, but does create a bit of a problem for me because I've only ever strung, I think, 2 or 3 nylon strings in my life, and I wouldn't, if I broke a string, I wouldn't know how to do that. So I would definitely need to learn how to string a nylon, but that looks complicated. As for every nylon though, it's not picking on this guitar. There's the fretboard. It's the same story with this one. Frets are beautiful. They're not shiny, but they're not, what's the word? Dull. They're just there. There's no sticking out bits. There's that flamey, mapley kind of binding. And these are some moon inlays at the 12th fret. Up there is the nut and that headstock. Again, very classy looking. The tuners are the same on both guitars. They're like this sort of black wood effect, but I don't know if it actually is wood. I would say that's some kind of resin. Then on the back, we've got the word Tourplayer, in case you forget what guitar you're playing, and then a very satiny brown neck. The back and that body is 2 pieces, I believe, and you know I'm going to open that up just so I can have a sniff. All right, out you come. Oh, that's very different in there. That looks like my dining room table. That one doesn't smell as good. That's a different smell. It also looks a bit rougher in there. This part here looks a little less finished. Can you see there's like just bits of wood sort of, they're not, what's that called? Fluff? Wood fluff, yes. But both guitars do have that. Also on this one, the back cover has got a bit of movement in it, whereas on the orange bluey one, that was a perfect fit. So let's round this up. The Ortega Tour Player is a nylon string acoustic guitar for people who don't know that they love nylon string acoustic guitars. I am being converted. There seems to be a big sort of new wave of nylon string guitars available in this sort of electric-sized body thickness that still retain, to my memory, a better sound than a plugged-in, full-bodied nylon string acoustic. The construction on these are fantastic. It's slightly better on the blue one. However, these are woods and finishes that would make custom shop guitars in the electric world kind of blush a little bit. And I also like that if you were to walk on stage with this, it would kind of say, yes, I'm about to play something classy, but I also own a pedal board. So it's not too much your grandma's acoustic guitar. For this price, I'm absolutely shocked that Ortega are able to do this. There are lots of guitars available that do this kind of thing. This is one of the better priced ones, and you're still getting, well, fantastic quality. It's not too budget to be budget, and not too expensive to be out of anybody's reach. I think anyone that wants one of these and wants something built well and sounds gorgeous, the Tourplayer has my recommendation, that's for sure. The fact that it comes with a gig bag is a big bonus, and the gig bag is good, very good. It has backpack straps so you can wear it to your gig or to your school or wherever. It has, this one's got cat hair on it. My cat prefers this brown one. It's got a pocket on the front, and in there you get a truss rod adjustment and a loading charging cable, USB-C to USB-A, and that is it. Well, that's it in terms of pockets. On the inside, you get a little thing that you can secure the guitar in, and then on the bottom, there's one of those little tough rough pads. And is there enough padding on the bottom? Yes, it's enough. I mean, it's a gig bag. I wouldn't want to throw that in the back of a van, but it will survive any sort of public transport or any sort of carrying it around in normal circumstances. The biggest question for me is, I don't know if I prefer traditional or look at me, I'm playing a nylon string guitar finish. They both have their merits, and I'm going to put my mouth where my mouth is very soon, because I'm going to be playing these live on stage at Guitar Summit in Germany in September. So I better get good at acoustic nylon string guitar. If you are at Guitar Summit, pop along. I'll be there showing you what these are like in person. There are links in the video description if you want to get one of these yourself. I recommend you do. I will see you in the comments section. Bye-bye!